Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in.
I almost was going to say don't say anything for a while so we can pretend again. Just because every time you're not here for a couple weeks, it's just I want to. It's like the same joke, the reoccurring.
Yeah. Get some people going, get some riled up
again.
Yeah.
I was telling you, I saw a comment on one of the recent ones that said, "Suspicious Ham wasn't at the baby shower." Like you're just fired from my life.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't have my own shit going on in the world, you know.
It was a shame you weren't there. We didn't talk about it, but you had work last second.
Yeah, I had things I had to do for sure.
But you'll be there at the birth.
At the
Am
I invited to that?
Oh, just one.
Am I okay?
No, but no, you're not. And here's why you're not. Here's why nobody is. Yeah. Because I was invited to my godkid's birth.
Yeah.
So my friend Billy and his wife had their kid, and I went to go see them at the hospital, and I walked in like just after he was born. And when I say just after, I mean immediately after.
Right.
And so there was like compromising positions.
I will say that an invitation to a birth is like a lot, you know?
So we were very close. Okay. But it was a scene. I walked in, I was like, I shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be here right now. I don't know why I'm here.
Hey, you know what else is a scene, Wood?
What?
Yeah,
episode 133, by the way.
133. Before we got too far away from ourselves.
No, I appreciate it. Weather is getting nice. We had like a 70-degree day the other day.
Yeah.
I took my new car out for a drive with Kim.
I would still like to take a drive in it with you.
You will today. We got to go get Xenoblade, actually, from GameStop. We do have to get
Xenoblade, yeah.
So after this episode, Ham and I are going to drive to GameStop. And also, apparently, do you want to talk about it, what we're eating, and why?
Sure.
I said to Ham, are we getting the hot Nashville chicken shop? And I got slapped in the face with, I'm on the grind.
I'm slendering, bro. I'm watching my girlish figure. I lost 17 pounds.
I'm so proud. I had no idea this was happening.
I'm trying my best.
I have tried to get you to do this since really I've known you, and you've always been so hesitant. You just don't care.
I don't think you haven't been trying to get me to do this.
Like
no, listen. What you've been trying to do is get me. You've been saying we should work out together.
That's not how I sound.
That's kind of how you say it. And I'm just like, I don't know if I really want to like work out because like what you seem to be doing in there seems like a whole lot.
Yeah, but I would take you. I would put the baby wheels on for you. I wouldn't take you on and here's why. My friend Super Derek, who was in a similar position to you at one point.
Right.
I took him to the gym once and tried to I didn't even really push him that hard, but I was trying to get him to do what I do.
Yeah.
And he ended up having some kind of liver failure from essentially just sitting down at a desk and being overweight his whole life to trying to push his body too far. His body couldn't process the breakdown of whatever was happening inside him when like muscles break apart for the first time. He had to go to the hospital.
Well,
and he was on an IV for like 2 or 3 days. So
I would feel terrible if I were you.
I felt terrible. So I've learned my lesson, and now you would be walking on a treadmill at most.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm doing now. I do that, and I mean, you said it was a 70-degree day out. I was walking around the park, you know, and it was just nice. It was nice to be outside, and it does a lot for my mental health too, much more than I anticipated. It's nobody told me that you go for a walk is going to fix your brain.
Oh God, dude, I swear I have.
You might have.
This is what I've been trying to tell Kim too, because Kim does not manage to ever bring herself to do any kind of fitness, which up until recently, which isn't her fault because she's pregnant, has never been an issue because her metabolism is insane.
Yeah.
But I keep telling her, for your mental health, like go for a walk, you'll feel amazing. People don't realize
how much taking a drink of water, going for a walk, right, does for your mental health, and I can attest to it.
So many
I've been
reasons.
doing so terribly.
It's not even like there's so many elements to it. Let me get preachy. It's part one. It's the fact that you're doing something to self-improve.
Yeah.
It's the mental reset of I'm actually doing something. I'm setting goals and I'm hitting them. That's one.
That's true.
Number two, it's actually moving your body and getting endorphins going and getting your body warmed up. It makes you feel better. It pushes out negative toxins and all that crap. Number three, literally just vitamin D. Getting sun and absorbing it into your skin makes you feel happier.
Well, I take vitamin D supplements because the doctor told me that my vitamin D was dangerously low because I just never go outside. But what you're saying about the goals and stuff is very true because like two things. I mentioned this on my stream the other day because I'm a streamer apparently. Was that I part of like me going out and walking either at the gym or outside is that like when I'll be walking at the gym, I take a picture of the treadmill every time so I know that I'm walking further every single time that I do it in the same amount of time, which is good, right? And then when I'm at the park, I'm walking further around the park every time that I do it, which is also good. And then the notice and change that I have at home is that when I go and I spray my hair because it's so beautiful the way that it is, and I hold my breath to do so, I don't feel like I'm going to faint when I do it.
Oh my God, there you go. So, yeah. You're doing great.
Yeah.
And now I need you to commit to this because now that we talked about it,
I'm here for it. I'm here for the bit.
Yeah. We got it in a year from now. We need a before and after.
I'm fine with that. And also, I am fine with working out. If you want to do a workout at some point, I'm happy to do it.
Oh, yeah?
But let's do it like after I get back from Japan and all that stuff.
Yeah, okay,
like,
all right.
You know what I mean?
The Japan will help you too with all the walking, although the food will counteract it.
That's
but
the
if you come and stay after an episode, we can work out in the morning before you leave.
True. Yeah. I could be down.
All right, we need to move on. This is not.
This is a gaming podcast.
Yeah, I got yelled at last week for talking about my baby. Although to be fair, all the comments on the episode were like very nice about wanting to hear about the baby.
Yeah.
There's no other improvements. Kim, her back's on fire, so she's taking the day. Thankfully, Ham's here, so I'm not alone. The only thing I want to say is I had a funny thought today. Kim and I have been sharing each other so many cute like toddler and baby videos and Instagram reels and TikToks that our feeds are now all like baby stuff.
That'll happen. Yeah.
Which is very cute and very fun. And I messaged Kim today and I'm like, I hope we're not putting unrealistic expectations on our baby to be this funny. Because every clip, the babies are hilarious and they're doing such awesome, like wholesome, cute things. What if we get our baby and he's just like
just
boring?
Just stoic.
He's just a kid.
Just an adult baby.
And we keep filming him like, do something funny for TikTok.
He comes out in a suit, you know?
Yeah. He's all business. Boss baby.
Boss baby for sure.
All right, enough. Jesus, Nintendo. All right, let's talk. So today's topic is all about a lot of things, actually. I got some things in the doc, some fun things. But let's just start with what the title is, which is, is it possible? Can we entertain the concept of themes on this new Nintendo Switch?
I'm here to entertain it all day. I love a custom theme.
I know, you're a big fan. Now, this is something I would already have had a conversation about, but we have another really, really fun. I'm loving all of these fan mock-up trailers. I don't know when, like, just people got so good at designing corporate trailers. Because they all look so realistic. And here's another one if you want to cut over. This is, let me get the username. Noah Bell, introducing Switch OS 2.0. Complete with, like, music and sounds and swishes and swooshes.
Very well done.
It's so well animated. It looks official. So it's his concept, essentially, for what themes could look like, which is essentially, to be honest, the concept I think we've all had in mind. Yeah. And a lot of just the static JPEG concepts that people mock up sometimes. I really like this. I like the idea of being able to almost Mario paint your own Mario theme, kind of like decide where you want to put clouds or a tunnel.
Yeah.
It's really sick, yeah. It also isn't deviating too far away from the current theme.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy as long as there's a dark theme. You know, I like a dark theme for everything. So.
Well, there is. Currently.
Well, for the current one, yeah. But I'm just saying.
That's your one. What's already there?
I mean, I don't dislike what we already have. You know?
I mean, what we have is fine.
Yeah.
I think here's what themes do for a console like this that Nintendo, I feel like, missed out on this generation is the Switch is such a personal device to people. It's why people got so attached to it, because it's mobile. Because it's attached to your hip, essentially. You can take it to bed, take it to the toilet, take it out of the house, take it on a train, take it on an airplane, take it to another country. It comes with you like a phone. So it's very much an accessory at that point. And everyone likes to customize their accessories. You know, whether it's your mobile phone, you change your home screen, you put a picture of your dog or your wife or your husband or your crush or whatever as the home screen, you know. Or
that's a very forward move.
Yeah. I mean, imagine that though. Like your crush sees it and they don't know, and then
it's why am I in your phone background?
But then
never speak to me again.
That's the conversation. Oh yeah, unless they don't like them.
Not
like,
me just defaulting to assuming that nobody likes me.
It's that thing where it's creepy if they're not perceived as hot, but if they're hot, it's attractive.
True.
Yeah, everyone wants to personalize the thing they have attached to their hip, right? And for a lot of us, the Switch was that. So not being able to customize it was a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Having to take this blank white screen around with us, or dark themed screen in Ham's case, everywhere that we go, and not being able to adjust it, especially coming off of the 3DS, which had a pretty robust customizational home screen. I think there was a theme shop. Actually, I chat GPT'd this because I forgot. But there was a theme shop you could download themes for like all your favorite games, and you could customize your home screen, and that felt personalized. It felt unique. I'm really not sure why Nintendo didn't do this and leaned away from this with the Switch, because it would just make you feel even more connected to the device that you're already connected to. It make it feel more personal, make me want to use it more rather than something else.
Right.
Or even like get that satisfaction of customizing somewhere else. Like, you know, this is pretty
What? Do you have the podcast open on your phone?
My phone started playing the podcast. You guys probably didn't hear that. It was just off to my left. What was I saying? Pretty extreme, but some people would buy like little handheld retro devices, or even like the ROG Ally, and they would throw like custom boot software on there to make it look like the Switch home screen, but they would try customizing it. And it's like all these lengths people go to.
Yeah, I had a viewer like make some custom background for like the Anbernic RG35XX that was like based on like my ham radio streams that I do. So.
Sorry, I'm listening. I'm trying to be enthusiastic today.
Yeah. Well, we'll know more about the themes when the Switch comes. The Switch thing happens in how many days? That was really quiet.
Try crank it. Do it again. I love it.
Well, I'll turn it up this time. But
13 days. That's actually insane.
It's less than 2 weeks.
It is 1 day less than 2 weeks.
Really wild.
That is crazy. Also, that means in 15 days, I'll be going to New York to do the hands-on preview. So that's so crazy to think about. In 13 days, we'll see it and everything. In 15 days, I'll be able to touch it.
Yeah.
I'll be holding. I'll be one of the first people in the world, actually, on the first day of the first hands-on preview.
Very exciting.
The only people that will beat me is the people in Group A, because I picked Group B, which means I'm going in the afternoon, and there's Group A going in the morning. And I sent over the bonus QR code that a fan of the show, God, what was his name? Let me give him a shout out here, actually. I was messaging him yesterday to make sure he was still okay with me using it. Maybe, should I say his name? I don't know. Will Nintendo get mad at him? I'll thank him after.
What are they offering you? What are they giving you?
He gave me a QR code to get into the event.
Oh, I thought you got that on your own. I thought you had.
Like, no, I got one.
Yeah.
And then bizarrely, this guy who lives on the other side of the world in Europe also applied for the New York event on the same day in the same session, got accepted, decided he didn't want to go, and gave me his QR code.
So who's going to get that now? Okay.
Yeah.
Good. I can't go anyways, so I'm not offended.
If I could get multiple, you would be the next person, because Kim can't travel also. But my first thought when I got this code was, if it was the other way around and I couldn't get in and Bob got one and he had one extra code, I would hope and pray he would offer it to me and not like a cameraman or someone else to come in, because we can film for each other. So my first thought was, I need to get my boy in. I need to make sure that he's also getting a chance to touch this and film this. You can clip that out of context. So we're gonna double joint this. We're gonna go in together, same time, same session. Me and Bob. Actually, quite unbelievable that happened. And a big thank you. I want to thank this person, but I'm gonna wait until I'm gonna say his name after I've been in, after we've both been in, so Nintendo doesn't figure it out and shut down that code or something. I'm just so paranoid.
Yeah, I feel like you've already said a lot. You know?
I know. Yeah. So, and hopefully it even works.
They don't watch this.
Hopefully it even works, and that the one, I'm not being trolled, which it doesn't seem like I am. This guy's very nice. and 2, that there's not some stipulation where you need ID or something along with the code.
Right.
But I told Bob, I was like, I think this will work, not 100%. And he's like, hey, if it doesn't work, we'll get dinner in Manhattan. I was like, okay, cool, fair. So
you could just use your footage and then edit his hands into it.
Hey, he can have the footage if he wants it, if he can't get in. But I think we'll be good. I think we'll both be able to get in, which is cool because then we can both film for each other.
Yeah.
We can take turns with the Switch 2 in 15 days.
That's so exciting, dude.
I'm really stoked. I'm really excited. And then obviously a couple days before that, we're hopefully going to see more special features. I don't know if we'll find out anything about any kind of like Miiverse, Street Pass, other like weird software gimmicks or hardware gimmicks, or even look at like launch lineup. We might see a launch lineup. In 13 days, we might know when it's launching. For one, we need a date of the actual console launch and the games it's launching with.
Yeah.
And a deeper look at Mario Kart. I'm actually getting really excited for Mario Kart.
I'm so excited for Mario Kart.
Mario Kart's going to be sick.
Big fan of Mario Kart. Did you see the new Mario Kart merch stuff that they're selling at the
so
Nintendo
that's
store?
Not new.
Well, okay.
But yeah,
it's new to me.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I have that dock pointed. No, that's the Mario Kart merch is sick, but that's been there for a minute. I thought it was funny when they shared that. I was like, that's gonna it's gonna seem like they just did that, but no, they are you gonna get a jacket?
I'm gonna have to slim down a bit probably.
I'm sure they have your size.
I don't know, man.
Mario Kart Nintendo store shirt, jacket.
Like you're talking about like the bomber jacket, right? Like
yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
This is it, right?
Yeah. Is that a is it like a bomb, like a windbreaker, or is it like a
It's like what they wear in the racing.
Yeah.
In the racing car in the like
I can't tell if it's more of a windbreaker or like an actual like, you know what I mean, like the material.
I think I have no idea.
Like, is it just a zipper hoodie?
Wait, here we go. This is maybe this picture here. You can okay. It's like a stiff fabric. I don't know what you call that.
I got you. That's
it's
cool.
like what they wear when what's a NASCAR, right? That's what it's called, NASCAR.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Every time I've seen it in the store, though, I've kind of been like, $100. It's not that cool.
Yeah, I don't think I'd pay $100.
I think if it was more like tatted out with badges, I'd be more interested. It's almost too conservative.
Yeah, like if they went super nuts on like so many like faux like sponsor brands and stuff, you know, which I think is something that would be more like based on what we saw in the Switch 2 reveal, right? Like from the Mario Kart footage, like there's probably a lot of things that probably would be able to be shown as like sponsor brands.
Maybe they'll do another one. Although I do like this zipper. You see the zipper with all the little dangles?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
The blue shell. Yeah.
Anywho.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. Oh, me too. These themes. Let's go back to these themes. I got a little distracted by how soon that event is.
It coming so soon.
The soonness of the event.
I was going to say that, but yeah. No, it's like it's exciting for you and for the channel and for the podcast and everything. Like,
the weeks go by so quickly. I feel like I'm always sat here doing the podcast. And next episode, when that dudum comes up, it'll say 6 days.
6 days remaining.
Which I'm now realizing that's going to be tight. So I'm guessing that means it's a Wednesday. So Wednesday will be the event, the direct. And then I will react to the event on my channel live and then make a video. Then on Thursday, you'll probably come here and we'll do an episode. No, you won't be here? On Thursday, me and Kim will be here reacting. Where will you be?
I don't want to be specific about my travel dates.
On Thursday, Kim and I will be here reacting to the event. And then on Friday, I'll be driving up to New York to touch it. And then Friday night, I'll probably come back and film my thoughts on touching it and try and get that video edited up and put up the next day on Saturday.
That's a busy 4 days. Yeah.
It's a tight 4 days.
Very tight 4.
I'm going to talk about this because I don't know why I'm just talking. I had a sponsor.
Yeah. Keep talking. Go ahead.
I had a sponsor reach out. They do like Switch accessories and they're doing a Switch 2 accessory. Is it sat on the power? You're saying that, but was I vibrating this whole time?
A little bit.
God,
but it's okay.
That. We forgot to check that.
It's okay. It was barely noticeable.
I had a sponsor reach out, and how's the audio sound, chat? Let me bring up chat.
It sounds good now. There was the volume on your video was too loud before, so I've adjusted for the next thing, whatever it is. What's
chat saying about it, though?
Well, they haven't complained, and in the business that I'm in, if nobody's complaining, then you're doing a good job. So
I'm bringing up chat just to make sure. Oh, I look good right now. Sorry, I don't look good. My lighting looks good right now.
You do look good. No, you look good. Okay,
I look okay,
and I look good.
We
tired. Both look good.
My hair looks greasy.
Oh, stop it.
The video was too loud. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I just said that, and I already told you I've adjusted.
I had a sponsor reach out, and they were like, "We really want to be on your Nintendo Direct reaction video."
Oh yeah.
And I was like, "That makes sense because when I reacted to the 2-minute and 22-second thing, that has like 700,000 views.
Yeah, of course.
Blew up. I was on trending. Like that makes sense, but I don't really like putting sponsors on those videos because I kind of want to keep it to like the excitement.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What if we paid you this much money?" And I was like, "That's insane. All right, I'll figure it out." And by the way, it was a lot. It was double my usual rate.
Someone's going to find a way to be upset about that, but it doesn't matter.
Well, let me finish the thought. Because in my head, I was like, well, you're making a switch to accessory.
Yeah.
I'm essentially getting to reveal that accessory here in a switch
not
to
a big
reaction.
deal, in my opinion. Yeah.
And also, I'm having a baby. Like, no one's going to be upset that I took a sponsor right now, I feel. And then as soon as I said yes, like a couple weeks went by and I didn't hear from them. And I was like, are we doing this? And then my management was like, they're fighting us on the price. They're trying to get it lower. I'm like, well, you were the one that said hi. So I don't think it's happening.
Unbelievable,
now.
Dude.
I think they backed out. They were like, "Oh, we didn't know you'd say yes." That sucked. I was really excited for that. Anyway, themes. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Speaking of themes, what's the theme of the episode? Themes.
Themes. The theme.
I don't really know where we left off. I'm so scatterbrained because I'm so excited. Yeah. Will they do themes? So I think this time around, especially because with the Switch 2, they're trying to convince people to upgrade. They're trying to convince people to buy it. They're trying to make it stand out. They're trying to make it obvious that it's different.
Right.
I think they're going to want to do a lot of things that they've been holding off from doing that we've been asking. So I actually think it is, in my opinion, more likely than not that we'll get a lot of these things we've been asking for, like themes. Because it's such a simple thing to do. And when you think about it, if they handle it the same way they did for the 3DS and they create like a theme shop where you have to buy and download themes, they stand to make money from something as simple as themes.
Right.
Something as simple as customizing your Switch.
I agree.
It was so missing from the Switch 1 that I almost wonder if certain things like this were a tactic the whole time.
Yeah.
Like 8 years without it to then give it to us on the new thing to make everybody want the new thing or to find the new thing more endearing. I think a lot of this stuff and the lack of what we've been wanting from Nintendo has been strategy into boosting up the Switch 2, because the Switch 1 was already successful. Like adding themes to it is a drop in the bucket. But trying to make the Switch 2 as successful as Switch 1, they're going to have to pull out all the stops.
Yeah. But I mean, good on Nintendo for listening to their audience, you know? Like,
yeah, well,
if that is what ends up happening.
Manipulating, but also listening.
I guess, yeah. Well, if you really, I don't know if they're doing such a big brain play, like you say, where it's like, oh, they're withholding this stuff from us so that we really want it, you know? You think so?
I mean, it's a little dirty, but I don't think it's that crazy to think.
It is pretty dirty, but it also could, like, you could also attribute it to just like them being incompetent and lazy for a long time and not wanting to put the effort
incompetent.
So,
I mean, even if it wasn't on purpose, I still think they would be thinking about it right now. Like, oh, that's something we could do that we didn't do last time.
For sure. $5 from Prof Rock says, can't stay for the live show. Wishing you all the best. Great to see you back, Camp. Great to see you back.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much for saying that.
Thank you. Very kind.
Yeah, no, I don't know what else to say about the themes. What do you guys think? Get to a poll.
What kind of theme would you want to see?
Do a poll over there about whether or not we'll get themes. What kind of theme would I want to see? Well, I mean, obviously Zelda, which we'll definitely get. Right. I just wonder, like, how customizable it would be. Like, will you be able to put your own backgrounds? Probably not, because Nintendo are so restrictive with things. They won't want anyone taking a picture of a big ding-dong ding-along and then uploading it to their home thing and sharing it online, being like, here's my penis switch. You know?
Yeah.
So it'll probably be only like assets that you can grab from a Nintendo store or an app.
Yeah.
But that's still cool. You know, you can do like a Zelda background with Triforces everywhere, or you know, little Mario Mans running around the theme.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that.
Let me see here. We have a poll in chat. Will we get themes? Yeah. Oh, I can't vote because I'm not logged
75% yes right now.
Hell
will we
yeah,
get themes?
chat. Hell yeah. No, I definitely want it. And I think there is incentive for them to do it. I don't think there's even incentive for them not to do it. It's just something else that would separate the look and feel of this console. Because that's really, again, that's their whole thing, is like, this is a different console. And if they have just a standard white and black theme, when you look at it turned on, it's going to look too similar to the first one.
Right.
But if you have like a Zelda background or this, that, on the other, it's like, oh, you couldn't do that before. This must be a Switch 2.
Right.
I feel like it just separates it.
Someone in chat just said, I just want folders. And I think that's valid, you know?
Yeah, that was another point I was going to bring up, is on the Wii, you were able to really customize your whole thing. Like you had all of those like squares, and I think you could do folders.
I don't remember. In fact, well, I don't remember. I never owned a Wii U. My roommate
sure
did.
You could do folders. Could you do folders on 3DS? I'm pretty sure you could do folders on the Wii.
They seem like a pretty important and essentially easy thing to implement, right?
Let me know about the folders, chat. No, yeah, I agree. But the Wii, you had like all those boxes, and you could put anything anywhere you wanted.
Right.
It was like an iPhone almost, of like, I want this app here and this app here, and
that would be nice.
That would be nice. It's something they've done so many times before. I don't know why. Folders with 3DS, I believe. Boom. Were they Wii though?
Someone said, I hope they eliminate friend codes. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do also wish the same thing.
You know what? I think they might.
Yeah?
Well, not eliminate, because it's going to be all backwards compatible with Switch 1, so I think you have to keep friend codes. But I do think they have incentive to introduce an easier way of adding friends on top of that.
Yeah.
Like just adding in names, or adding in something, or like QR code. I don't know, like just something else.
They really also
on top of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. They need to take away the friend limit too. I think that's so dumb.
That is dumb. They also need to, now we're just getting into the weeds.
Why not?
Need to make it so you can delete more than one friend at a time.
Oh,
God, that sucks.
Yes, you're so right.
That might be might be just a problem for like streamers and people that.
It's definitely a problem for me. It has
because like when you, oh God, it's so frustrating. When you want to play games with anybody on Switch and you want to add them to your party, you always have to be their friend.
Yeah.
So when we're streaming and we're trying to play games with chat, or we're doing Mario Party, Mario Kart, any of that, we always have to add the people watching us as a friend.
Yeah.
They can't just join the lobby by a code. Sometimes they can.
They have with Mario Kart. They've got the tournament mode now, but it's not the same.
No, yeah.
So it's like I can't be like, I want 16 people in, or 12 people in, I guess, back then. Now it'll be more, right? Whatever it is, 32 or something like that.
You getting phone calls over
spam call, yeah. But I want 32 people in this room right now. I don't want to be friends with all of them, but I want to do like a little tournament, like a real
It's really frustrating.
You know, like a Grand Prix or something like that.
Long story short, for us as streamers, we have to add a lot of people as friends.
Yeah.
And then when you want to delete them because you hit the cap and you want to add more people,
it's three button presses.
3 button presses, and it's like, this person, delete, wait, while and then it deletes, and the next person.
Yeah, exactly.
So frustrating.
It's the worst. Disincentivizes streamers from doing group content.
I hate adding people on my friends list. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, you heard that here. If you're friends with Wood on Switch, then you're particularly special. So there you go.
I had someone else said I can only delete 100 pictures at a time. That's another one when you do screen share. So or pictures. So when I'm making video reviews or video game reviews, I very often will take pictures while I'm playing. So when I go back through, I remember certain parts to talk about in the review, or I'll do like a whole 30-second video and I'll be like, I'll save that for later. I have thousands of pictures and videos, and they actually fill up the SD card to the point where you can't install new games sometimes. So I'll go through and try and delete them, and you have to hold and drag, but you can only drag to 100 at a time.
Yeah.
And when you have thousands and you have to wait for them to delete the 100 you just dragged, that's another thing that takes forever.
It's like the same as my Gmail inbox. I hate that, you know? It's stupid. Got $4.99 from Munching Munchlax. Says, I've heard/read a few rumors that some retailers in European region were already told to be ready for May 15th launch date. What are your thoughts?
Oh, wait, what?
It's a $5 super chat.
This was also something that someone tweeted, just May 15th with eyes, look like eye emoji, and they're in the Switch space, and I don't know, I remember who that was. And people were like, what does this mean? May 15th. So May 15th for launch date, people being told to be ready. No, I think that's 100% likely date. We've talked about this already, and beyond the 222 of it all and trying to find out where the twos line up and all of that theory, there's another working theory that the Switch, I think this is actually just part of it, the Switch one, from when it was announced to when it was revealed to when it released, all coincided up the same way that we're trajectorying right now, even with the hands-on previews, with the last hands-on preview being in like Seoul, Hong Kong, somewhere around there. And the Switch actually came out 2 weeks before that hands-on event, which doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Right.
But 2 weeks before the Seoul event this time is middle of May. It is literally May 15th.
Right.
So I don't know how true that is. Actually, I haven't heard that European region were told to be ready for May 15th. I did see that one guy had tweeted May 15th, and that does line us up pretty much to be in the same situation that the Switch 1 was. So I can totally see a mid-May release, anywhere between mid-May to the end of May. Is what I'm at. It is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I was under the impression it was June, but I guess I'm wrong. So
June is what it seemed to be on paper seemed to be the obvious answer, because the last hands-on event preview is in June.
Yeah.
So why would it come out anywhere before June? It seems like we're leading up to June.
Right.
But until that information was made more public, or brought to people's remembrance, I suppose, that the Switch 1 actually came out before the hands-ons finished, it's like, oh, well, then it could be any time in May, because the hands-ons don't matter, apparently.
My birthday's in June, chat.
My baby's coming May 1st.
Yeah?
So May 15th, I'm going to be about 2 weeks into my first time being a dad, and I will definitely still be on no sleep.
I feel for you, brother. I really
It's going to be tough. He does seem like
I wish there were better ways that I could help with that scenario.
He does seem like, he's going to come earlier, which would be nice. If we could get like a month into the baby when this Switch comes. I feel like a month in is a good spot.
More time to be acclimated.
Yeah, it's at least you're in a routine of being tired at that point.
Yeah.
You know? 2 weeks, I feel like you're still kind of like, what is happening? But a month is like, this is my life now.
True. Yeah, I got an ad for some baby monitor thing on the way down here, and I was like, that would be good for Wood, because it was like, apparently the people who have it get like 15% more sleep or something. I was like, that's crazy that's like the good statistic. Is
15%
like,
more sleep.
Like 15% more sleep.
Link me that, whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was. No free clout though. So
Octo in chat, who I believe is Max, saying June for sure, late June release date. I am leaning towards May, but that's only based on these inside rumors and tweets and suggestions, and also what happened last time. If it ends up being June, Max, I will jump for joy.
Do you think there will be
that'll be awesome,
like a pre-order date, maybe? You know,
pre-order. I'm trying to remember what happened last time. Let me see. Let me look up my old video of pre-ordering the Switch and when that released.
Yeah. Because I feel like a pre-order date would be good.
Switch beatemups. Because that's a good date point. Here we go. How I pre-ordered my Nintendo Switch.
Are we watching this?
No. Well, I don't know. This is 5 minutes long. God, should we? We could.
I'm hitting the screen share button.
Hold on. I'm looking at the date. January 17th. January 17th.
And then when did it come out?
March. So January, February, March. So 2 months, literally about 2 months before the pre-orders went live. So if it's coming out, let's say March 15th, my brain's all over the place. May 15th. What's 2 months before that? It's now, right?
Yeah, it's like it's literally it's like 5 days ago.
So if they want to do 2 months of pre-orders again,
we're past that. Like
it would have to come out
unless
in June,
it would be June, yeah,
like early June, mid-June.
Yeah,
if they want to do 2 months of pre-orders again.
If they're doing if they're doing 2 month pre-orders based on when they do the reveal at the direct and the hands-on thing that you're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they do pre-orders starting around then it would coincide with the June release. So
it's true. They might not feel like they need to do a 2 month wind up of pre-orders, but let's see what I talked about in this video. Oh, this is when my hair was messed up.
It's so good, man.
Dude, someone did me dirty.
It's amazing.
I honestly don't like pizza.
I hated that.
you don't like pizza? What?
No, I don't. We talked about this.
Just like in general? Have we talked about it? I don't remember.
I don't like pizza because I don't like the way I feel after I eat pizza.
Oh, well,
So
that's
it
totally
makes me
fair,
look at
yeah.
pizza, and I now feel preemptively sick when I see pizza. I went to the hair person because I worked at a restaurant and my hair was always up and I had little scragglies, and I was like, could you take care of them? And she just like shaved like so much of my
give
hair.
you like an undercut?
It just looks ridiculous. Look at it. I hated it.
I don't think
You don't like pizza? I don't like pizza. I'll eat a bite or two. It's too greasy.
I was trying to. I remember trying to fluff out this video to get any sort of time out of it. I even go to Home Depot or IKEA in the video. It has nothing to do with getting a freaking pre-order. Sorry. Whoops.
I ain't offended.
Here we go. It's about here.
Did you just do it at GameStop?
EV games, yeah.
Nintendo Switch musical, right? That's going
Switch.
First 4 minutes is absolute flaw.
Are you taking pre-orders for the Switch?
And then I'm like,
When did you sell out?
So we've got
They're
one
out?
yeah. So this is
How do you run out? I guess you.
No. This is a good jump down memory lane. So the Switch pre-orders were impossible to find.
Yeah.
Like notoriously impossible to find. They sold out immediately. So we went around to several EB games in like little country, whatever it's called in Canada.
Yeah.
What is it called in Canada?
Province.
Province.
Yeah.
And they were all sold out. And then finally, it will probably be in here somewhere. We found one EB Games that when we walked in, they immediately said, I just knew what I was looking for. They were like, we're out of neon ones, which is what everyone wanted was the neon one. They're like, but we have a couple gray ones left. That's what it was like. It was
sure. Sign me up. Yeah.
2 months. I wanted the gray one anyway for some reason.
Yeah.
This is 2 months before it launched, and all the pre-orders were gone. It was so hard to get a Switch, and then people were scalping them, and people couldn't. For the first like several months, it was so hard to even find one on the shelves. So that's the whole thing this time with Nintendo saying that they're making enough to satisfy something like what was the number? Like 10 million? Or something, 20
You're
million?
asking the wrong guy.
I think it was 20 million or something. What was it, chat? We talked about it in an episode recently. Nintendo was saying they've made like, I think for some reason I'm thinking 22 million was the number that they have ready to go for the first year to make sure they do not run out of stock, which is really, it behooves them. Like, I think there's a level of when things are being scalped and sold for a lot, there's like an image thing that makes it look very valuable. Like everybody wants to get one. And I think it drives the want up. Yeah. But the reverse negative side of that is so many people are buying it from a scalper rather than buying it from Nintendo.
All that money doesn't go to Nintendo. It's like they're losing money.
Well, they're losing
a
sale too.
Yeah.
So if they actually want to compete with the Switch 1 launch, I think they are really having hope that they don't need to have this image of, oh, everyone wants it but can't get it, and that everyone's just gonna want it and it's gonna be there and they're gonna buy it.
Right.
Anyway.
Was a guy that was pre-ordering the last one they had in stock. Missed out by one guy. You shouldn't have checked Walmart first.
Oh, I got one guide. I don't remember
one guide.
That. And I this is back when like I was kind of new to content and like everything was on the table. I can't believe I filmed the guy.
You filmed that was the guy.
Look,
that
was
I don't
pre-ordering
remember this.
I thought that was the employee. I guess
I don't remember this at
Last
all,
one
but
they had
I
in
zoom
stock.
in here. Well,
Damn.
maybe it's that's a
Missed out by
so I
one.
don't know, but I straight up filmed the employee. Like, here's the employee that wouldn't give me that I got one guide from. That's horrible. I would never do that now.
Yeah.
It's like it's just more I wasn't thinking back then. I wasn't trying to call him out. I know I wasn't because I don't even remember this.
He's still on the screen right
But
now.
in my true. In my mind, it was just like, this is the content. Like, I'm talking about going to the counter, so let's show the counter. But it really seems like I'm trying to dox this guy. For
Missed
stealing
out by
it.
one guy. You shouldn't have checked warm up first.
Stole my
Switch.
Switch.
I don't want it anymore. And we're gonna check the EB games here. I called and they said they had it.
He just drove all around BC.
Yeah, this is me
We did it, buddy.
Yeah.
Switch.
This guy and I were really tight for a minute, and then he just kind of soured on me.
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah. You want my wine?
Do you want to tell me why?
I'll say it nicely. He was super religious, like super religious.
Oh.
And he didn't like that I wasn't.
Well,
And like we were really close.
I can't really be helped, can it?
No, I know. It was really weird.
Yeah.
But like he like didn't I don't want to talk too much about it. He's such a nice guy. I loved him so much. He was one of my best friends in Canada.
It's crazy because I mean, you're not that much of a heathen at all.
I'm really not. But like he wouldn't like that I like swore around him, I remember. And like it was really hard for me to I tried not to, but sometimes it would slip out.
Yeah.
And I think he thought I was like a heathen.
True.
Great guy
Is
though.
this
I honestly
it?
I do miss his
Is this the
companionship.
Is this the hitch?
We were really close.
I think I
for a
found the.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I think I found
What
the
am I doing?
Nintendo hitch. I think I found.
I don't know, but
Oh, I hate this guy.
it's because the
Sometimes-
PC audio is outputting. That's why it's so loud. Okay,
People,
I fixed it.
I knew that was happening.
Well, then why don't you say it?
I did. I was like, because how you had it like muted, right?
No, because that was the thing with the other thing. That was with the intro sound. Was that it was monitored and output.
And
But
this
we
has been
changed the
monitoring,
monitor, but this is the PC audio.
and that's been monitoring and
Yeah.
outputting.
Yeah,
So it's been blasting the whole time.
I fixed it. It's fine. We haven't shown a lot of stuff, dude. Relax. It's okay.
We've been showing this for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, but we've been going back and forth. I also have it really low on my end, so I've been trying my best to.
Sorry, chat.
You know,
Got the audio guy here.
I'm getting fired again. I can feel it. Feel it in my bones.
I often, when I used to make these videos, oh God, I forgot all about this convenience store. I went here all the time. When I used to make these videos, I would vlog and I would like be in other people's videos, and I'd get so many negative comments about me and the way I was acting and that I was like this entitled little brat or whatever. And at the time, it always upset me, and I'm like, I don't understand. I'm just trying to make videos and have fun.
Yeah.
When I watch them now, I get it. Like, I so get it. This guy, it's cringe. It's so cringe.
What you think you were like a little shit?
Yes.
Like,
The way I was acting 100%. Look at this. I'm like walking around the mall.
Switch.
What am I, like Logan Paul?
very Logan Paul.
What
yeah.
am I doing?
I don't know, dude.
It's like, is this what I thought vlogging was supposed to be? And then like, I'm in the store and I'm like, oh, I think I found it, which is kind of funny because I'm trying to find the Switch. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, is this it? Is this the Switch? And I'm just like having a seizure fit.
I think I found the.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I think I found the Nintendo hitch.
It's just. I don't blame anybody for not liking me.
Woof. What are you gonna do? You don't have to go back and read your comments
No,
now,
that's
dude.
so.
Like,
I want to leave one. This guy's annoying. I honestly want to type in my own thing. This
well,
guy's
do
annoying.
It right now. Go for it.
No, I can't. I'm not signed in.
Oh damn. You
What
do
a-
have to do it from my account. Well, I guess I'm not signed in either. So
Oh, all the comments are about pizza and how I hated pizza.
yeah, that is a pretty jarring fact about you. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, dude, if you thought that girl was rude, you would literally go crazy here in Japan. Took me a while to get used to this. Wait, what are you talking about? What girl? Anyway, eventually I did pre-order it at the EB Games that was honestly closest to my house. So I don't know what I was doing.
You just went hunting for no reason. Sorry, I have a Quest bar in my mouth.
No, you're fine. All right, let's get Get me out of this.
You're good.
I also lost my live chat. God, I'm useless today. You hungry? You need anything? I can go get some. I can go get you
don't
something.
Have to, it's fine. We're podcasting. It's okay.
I'm fine.
What are you worried about? What else is on the dock, Wood?
I'm not doing anything. It's fine.
Just tell me what's on the dock. What's next?
No, sorry. Hold on. I gotta bring up the chat again. You can end that poll. Nah, just leave it up. Let's see here. Couple of interesting things. I was setting up this video today, and I looked at my sub feed, and I saw an RGT video that I actually found interesting for once. And it was about the Xenoblade Chronicles X having a 60 FPS mode baked into its files.
Yeah.
So if you cut over here, I'm stealing this topic from him, unfortunately. But he found this random tweet, I should say, from Massa Greator. I had to break that down in case it was a naughty thing to say. Naughty thing to say? I said the F-bomb a minute ago. Am I a dad or am I a heathen? Which is it?
I feel like you're kind of riding the line in between.
Am I losing my religious friends or am I about to be watching Cocomelon?
I don't know. I'm just
You know what I mean?
Ban somebody in chat right now. Sorry.
Xenoblade Chronicles X. So in the code here, it says dynamic resolution ranges 504p to 720p handheld and then 760 to 1080p docked. So that's how it is. But in the game's executable files, it has a hidden 60 FPS mode. Seems to be implemented only partially since enabling it causes weird issues. So essentially, there is a 60 FPS mode hidden within the files that if you actually go in and manually activate, it will mess up the game. So it clearly doesn't work. Now, what RGT was theorizing here, and I think what makes the most sense, honestly, is preparation for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So it's already in there. It's turned off. But as we've talked about a lot, you can cut away. As we've talked about, or my theory a lot with the Switch 2 is that obviously you stick in a Switch 1 game into the Switch 2, it inherently isn't going to look, run, or do anything better. But if the developers actually code it or optimize it or make a patch for Switch 2, then it could run better. And it seems like with this game releasing so close to both consoles coming out and Monolith being partly owned by Nintendo, it'd be no surprise if they already have a Switch 2, if they've already tried running this game and there are other games on a Switch 2, if they're preemptively baking in some groundwork here for
when did it
eventual patch. Huh?
When did it come out?
This game?
Yep.
Today. We're going to GameStop to go get it today.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go pick it up and start playing it.
Bet. Very nice.
So yeah, this could hint towards a possible 60 FPS mode. It's going to be interesting to see if that happens.
Right.
Because it'd also be a really good positive sign in the right direction to getting a lot of these old Nintendo games running on the Switch 2 in 60 FPS. He mentioned...
So it sort of begs the question then, is like, are there any other games that have been more recently released for Switch that also have higher frame rates baked into them that we don't see because it's more meant for Switch 2?
That's interesting. I feel like people would probably have found it by now.
Yeah.
Especially with this, I'm sure they'd be going back and looking at it. I think this one is just so close to the Switch 2 release that there's some baked in stuff there. But yeah, I guess we'll see. But it would be cool. He mentioned like a game like Age of Calamity, which historically had terrible frame rates. All those Hyrule Warriors games have such bad frame rates on Nintendo consoles. I remember the 3DS one was atrocious. It would be really cool to be able to stick that into the Switch 2 and get it at 60 FPS. It would actually open up a lot of those old games to people that maybe didn't want to deal with the bad resolutions or the lower frame rates and give people a whole new chance to play these games, or even for us to go back and play them. I really hope... Oh! Why didn't I make this the title and thumbnail?
You want to start over? We can start over.
No, it's fine. There's even more evidence. hit my title card.
Wait, okay, hold on. I got you. All right, we're going to start over again. Welcome to Nontendo Live.
You got to do the... That's too much.
You said the title card.
No, I meant my lower third.
Oh, okay.
But bring up the music at my lower third.
Now I got to wait for it.
Do it now.
I got you.
Welcome on into the Nontendo podcast. Interesting topic we have today. Is the Switch actually going to be able to do 4K? Unbelievably, in more patents found and discovered online, it seems like this is the way Nintendo is trending. But before we get to that, Ham, how have you been?
Oh, I've been great. Welcome everybody to the pod. Appreciate you. Hold on, I gotta find my lower third.
Thanks for being here, man.
I love this bit that we're doing right now. This is great.
This is awesome. Yeah,
this is awesome.
Totally.
We should start the podcast over more times than just now. You know,
I've been starting it over a lot lately. I've been going live, having an immediate issue, and just ripping the podcast and starting. That's happened twice.
Too, yeah,
it's so frustrating. I don't even know where to find this. I don't know where I saw this.
I feel like I remember you sending it in our group chat.
Yeah, but I didn't see it in there while I was building the doc for today. Nintendo Switch to upscaling. Let me just Google that and then see if there's news. Yeah. All right.
Are we doing doc right now?
Oh God, yeah. I guess we were.
We're doing doc.
Yeah, let's not do that. Not a fan. Not a fan. I got rid of my Tesla. I told you this already.
For sure.
It's all related. You can cut to me. Nintendo Life. AI upscaling on Switch 2 is basically real thanks to updated patent. Let me give you a summary of where we are till now. We've already had patents from this. This is just another patent reaffirming this, and this being the idea, the concept that you can take a 540p image and you can AI upscale it to 1080p. You can take a 1080p image or 720p and upscale it to 2K. You could probably even push it and upscale it to 4K. It's artificial. It's AI. It does it artificially. I don't have a better word for that. Essentially, what that means is you can keep a file small. If you don't know, 1080p files, 720p files, even for games, those files are quite small. 4K files, they're quite large. That's a big reason why we can't have 4K on a lot of things, a lot of Switch things. It's the files are too big, whatever.
It's also a lot to render.
It's a lot to render, and it's taxing on the hardware. But you keep those files as small as they are, and then artificially in AI upscale them. So they're not true 4K. But that's the conversation I've been having for years about the Switch. You could literally, I think, go back 4 years on my channel, and I think you could find a video of me and RGT talking about this technology and how AI upscaling will be prevalent on the Switch 2. This is something that both of us have been talking about for a long time. And it was because even back then, NVIDIA Shield, an NVIDIA product that you would plug into your TV to play games and stream games on, had the AI upscaling technology, and NVIDIA makes the graphics card for Nintendo, so they already are working with the company that's already doing it, and the chipsets are essentially the same, and there's no reason why it can't happen. Anyway, moving on, here it is again. This is a new patent by Nintendo, and you can see here they have a 540p image, and this is the process it goes through to AI upscale it. You prepare the image, you input the data, you reorganize the matrix, 16 by 16, run neural network. I don't know what any of this means, but essentially it goes through and then it becomes 1080p.
There's some Silicon Valley shit on it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So this is specifically looking at taking 540 and turning it into 1080. Now, this is still exciting because I do think there's a realm of possibility here, and we have other patents from Nintendo of recent that talk about 4K images. But even if they don't go the 4K route, this is still exciting to think of getting 1080p because this Switch 2 could 100% play games at 540p 60 frames. There's no question about that.
Right.
So if you're AI upscaling it to 1080p, baseline, the least we can expect here is this game spinning around on my desk for the last hour.
Yeah.
This game running at 1080p, looking clean and crisp in full resolution at 60 frames.
Right.
That is baseline what we can expect just looking at Nintendo's own patent right here.
Sure.
So,
but is Breath or what do you call it? Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild? Which one is it?
This is Breath of the Wild.
Is it? That was in 1080p though, wasn't it?
No.
It's not. So it's 720.
Yeah, maybe docked it might hit 1080p, but it would be 30 frames at most.
Right.
Let me see. What?
No, I get that. If they're gonna take a game that was running at 720p and they're gonna AI upscale, that's pretty dope.
Does Breath of the Wild run at on Switch? Handheld and docked. This is why I hate Google.
The Google
and
AI
I use
thing.
ChatGPT. Look at what it pulled. This isn't even the AI.
Is it safe to pull up?
Yeah, it's fine. I asked, what resolution does Breath of the Wild run at on Switch? 4K 60.
Bruh. Bruh. Ain't no way.
Thanks.
We all know that's not true.
Um,
I'm going to cut away for now.
Does anyone in chat know?
900
hold on, let me bust
said?
out ChatGPT on my phone. I'm not logged in on my... God. What resolution is Breath of the Wild on Switch? So there's two things here, Hamantha. There's docked and there's also handheld. So with this AI thing, even handheld, we should be getting 1080p. So I can tell you now, handheld for this game is probably 540p at most.
Okay.
On a 720 screen. The Switch 2 will be a 1080p screen, and you'll be able to do it at 1080p. So you'll get full resolution in handheld at 60 FPS. That's already a huge improvement. And then you have the docked, which was probably at most 900p, I would guess.
The fact that in 2017 I would have been okay with playing a game at 560p is actually kind of crazy to me. Well,
the thing is, the screen is so small, and it is only 720p, that if 540 is not too bad, but... But when you see them side by side, even like side by side handheld, you will immediately see a difference. For me, it's like Tunic, for example, on Switch runs at something like 500p. When I put that next to my like OLED Steam Deck running it at 1080p, it's one's mud.
Yeah.
It's okay mud because it's already so small.
Right.
But there is an obvious difference. And yeah, I was my guess was right. It's 900p max resolution on docked mode. And then handheld is actually 720p.
Yeah.
Which is
that's
ChatGPT.
That's just the resolution of the screen though.
Yeah.
But yeah. Interesting.
So baseline bare bones with this AI upscaling, both docked and handheld, you're looking at 1080p full resolution at 60 FPS. The 60 FPS is a guess on my part, but come on.
Right.
If you're running it at the same resolution, you're just artificially upscaling it, which takes no extra drama. Why would it not be 30 frames more?
We would hope so. We would think so.
I mean, unless it's literally got no extra power over the Switch 1, which we already know is false.
Yeah.
Could the PlayStation 4 run Breath of the Wild at 1080p 60 frames? Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, that's interesting. That's another point in our favor here of like, this is happening. Like in some regard, in some context, in some way, the Switch 2 has AI upscaling, which is awesome, A, because of the obvious reason I've been saying it's awesome for 4 years, and awesome, B, because it's just one of those things that I was right about like 4 years ago. Which
you've been so right for so long, King.
I'm wrong about as much as I am right. But it is cool to be able to go back 4 or 5 years on a YouTube channel and be like, oh, this guy kind of called that.
Yeah.
And Sean and I, to Sean's credit too, we were like really the only people back then. That was like our idea. We kind of came up with that because of NVIDIA Shield. At least that's how I remember it.
Let's go Nintendo, pay up.
That's how I remember it. Well, by our idea, I mean our like theory that Nintendo would lean into that.
Right. Because
they're working with NVIDIA.
Yeah.
So of course that's going to come up in conversation.
Yeah,
and it's for Nintendo's product, for their handheld, something that's not able baseline to put out as much power as these other consoles that are putting out native raw 4K. Mm-hmm. They barely ever actually do it. But this is their like workaround. This is how they can have the hybrid. This is how they can have their cake and eat it too. It makes so much sense. Why not?
I'm with you, brother.
Oh,
Tell him, King. Tell him, King. $5 super chat from Toasted 5 Head says, "Return of the Ham. Thank you for having me back. All right, appreciate you guys. Appreciate
Output
you too.
docked is 1080p. In Switch settings, it says it's 1080p though. Okay, well maybe it's docked. It's 1080p. It's still only 30 frames. Though.
I never understood why they're gonna. I mean, I know that like the monitor that you're playing it on would be a higher resolution than the screen itself, right? Mm-hmm. But there must have been games that like they were. I don't know. It doesn't even matter. What I'm trying to say.
Finish the thought.
It didn't make sense to me that they were like making games look better when it was using the same hardware. You know what I mean? But I guess it makes sense because why would you render a game at 1080p if the screen is 720p?
Why the dock made games look better? Why docking it made them look better?
Well, because the dock didn't actually add any like profile, or it didn't add any like performance, right?
No. So how it works is the dock is powered. You're connecting it to power.
Ah, okay.
So the Switch is able to do more
Draw
because
more
it's
power.
literally hardwired, and it doesn't have to worry about battery dying or like because the Switch base could do it, but it's gonna drain the battery and it's probably gonna get hot and
right.
yeah. So docking it just gave it that extra boost.
That little oomph.
Some people are saying docked is 900p. Some people are saying 1080p. I wouldn't be surprised if like cutscenes and certain parts of the game is 1080 and does hit that, but then like heavy action scenes and running around in the wild, it dips down to 900p. Something the Switch does really well is dynamic resolutions, where it will constantly fluctuate the resolution to keep the frame rate steady. So it might hit 1080p. I'm just talking out my ass right now, but it might hit 1080p at times. It probably dips down to 900. It might even dip down to 720 while docked, depending on what's happening. But all of that would be to keep 30 FPS, whereas something that utilizes AI would lock 1080p, lock 60 FPS, and that's bare minimum. There are all those rumors about the Gamescom 2 years ago. I feel like I repeat myself so much, where this game was running at 4K 60 on the Switch 2 hardware, which would of course be through AI upscaling. But honestly, for a game like this, which as you are pointing out, chat, could already hit 1080p in some scenarios on the Switch 1 just at 30, it's almost like just doing 1080p and 60 FPS, while that's a big upgrade, isn't even that impressive. You know what would be impressive for this game? 4K.
4K.
Even if you had the option like 4K 30 frames, which the rumor was 60, but 4K 30 or like 1080 60 or like a balanced mode or like what PlayStation does, you know?
Yeah. 2K.
2K. 2K is the other thing. A lot of people think they'll AI upscale to 2K rather than 4K. I don't know about, I feel like that is a realistic goal. I think at the point where you're AI upscaling, what's the difference?
Yeah.
2K, 4K, it's all AI. What's the difference?
What's the diff?
On a box, if you're going to put it on the box or if you're going to use it in marketing, I feel like being able to say it does 4K is more of a sell than be like 2K. I feel like 2K, you almost don't even mention it.
Yeah.
2K is almost like Nintendo doesn't even talk about the fact that it does that. It just, I feel like at that point, Nintendo's just going to be like, you get full resolutions or nice, clean, crisp images, but never actually say the resolution. 4K is something you can actually sell with, where you can be like the new Switch is 4K and it does 60 frames.
For all the hardware heads out there, yeah. I think it's a selling point for sure.
But Nintendo don't often ever talk about those things anyway, so I could see them not even mentioning resolutions ever because they never mention resolutions for anything.
Right.
Or frame rates for anything. They don't really care about that stuff.
Yeah. It's a kid's toy, you know?
It is, but at the same time, I think this new one seems to be more like grown up. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think like the color scheme and like
No, I think you are right. I think that it's kind of teetering on the edge of like competing with like the the ROG allies and the things of that nature. It's obviously not the same, but
a little more adult. I don't know why I get that vibe. Maybe because
maybe you're just an adult now.
Yeah, we're all growing up.
Maybe you're just not walking around the mall shouting about the new Switch that's coming out.
Sure.
And waving your receipt in the air.
Is that just my perception, though? I'd like to know from chat. Like, does this seem like a more upgraded, almost like it's gone from a toy to more of like a console, like a handheld? Like,
I think it's just because you're not, because it's not the neon.
Well, yeah, but I think that's part of their branding and their image here. It's like this one's more like rough and ready.
Yeah,
it's more like
for the gamers.
It's for the gamers. We got the graphics now.
Yeah.
We got the black sleek. Something about it. I don't know. Maybe my brain is just...
it's a little something for everybody.
It's a little something for everybody.
For sure.
How long have we been going?
Oh, we're over time. We're an hour and 4. Yeah.
What are you doing tonight? Are you trying to bounce or?
Dog, I don't even know yet. Cause I don't want to. Cause I have
hot
I
date?
got a hot date with all streaming services, including Spotify and Apple Music, because I'm a rapper and I got music coming out tonight at midnight. So
Yeah,
shameless plug.
Ham has a song dropping hot and fresh.
Well,
tonight.
it's already out. It's out on YouTube, but it's dropping on streaming services. So I wanted to
That was for the Wubby thing, right? That was why you couldn't come to the baby shower.
Well, no, yes, actually, that is why. It's because my editor was down to the wire on that, and I needed to be there for uploading and all that stuff. So,
check out Ham's social pipes for all of that.
Good pipe, yep.
Check out Ham's pipes.
Yeah, check my pipes, please.
I mean, all right, whatever. I mean, we've got. I still have several things in my dock. But
hit me with one thing. Hit me with one thing real quick before we go.
All right.
Just throw a dart at the computer and pick something,
This one's fun.
What do you got?
So Max, you guys might remember, used to he does our TikToks. He's watching right now. He's been in chat. Great guy. Love him.
Love him to death.
He's part of the Nontendo crew.
Yeah. Nontendo staff.
You just don't see him because we don't go to the studio much anymore, because every time I ask E, he says no. It's not 100% correct. He's always like, you can come whenever you want. And then whenever I ask, I can't come for some reason. Oh, no, it's not that I can't come. It's that
you can always go. We can always go.
I have an open invitation. I have a key. I have a key to the studio. I can walk in.
Yeah, so
it's just every time I ask him, he's either with Guy Fieri shooting the grocery games in California.
He's a busy guy. He's a busy guy.
He's doing something with Bloomberg or whatever, and he's never there. And he's like, you can come. I'm like, I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Like, if I wanted to do the show with Ham and Max, I would bring them to my house. And Max, by the way, has an open invitation to drive down with you, but he just always doesn't.
I don't think he doesn't either. I think it's also a matter of actually planning it and making it happen. And
there's a lot of planning that's not going on for sure.
Yeah, because
anyway,
a lot of the time when we're doing the podcast, I hit you up. This literally happened last night. I'll hit you up the night before and be like, "So am I coming down tomorrow?"
I know,
and you're like, "If you want to,"
very loosey goosey.
Yeah,
I mean, each week we know that it's happening unless you can.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very much a last second, am I coming, I guess.
And contrary to the chat's belief, thinking that I'm getting fired all the time, the actual reality is that I do have a lot of things going on. So
if you're not here, it's only ever because you don't want to be here, other than last week, I think, because I was legitimate. I thought I was sick. And this week, I've got diarrhea, really bad. Like the last 2 days, Kim and I were trying to go grocery shopping yesterday, and I had to keep running to the bathroom.
Let's back up. You said, I don't want to be here. No, it's because I can't be here. I do want to be here.
Right.
It's a difference between not wanting to be here and not being
What
able
I meant
to be
by
here.
that is it's your choice, not mine.
Right.
You know? Other than last week, which it was my choice because I was worried I was getting sick.
Yes.
And I was also contemplating not even doing the episode.
Which I appreciate, by the way. I appreciate you telling me that you're feeling sick because I don't want to,
Oh, I almost told you this week, too. I was like last night, I was like, should I tell him I'm
not going to catch your diarrhea.
Vapid diarrhea. But other than that, I feel fine. Like I'm healthy. I even worked out. I just had to keep running to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me. It's like a faucet I can't turn off.
That's crazy. That's a bonus episode statement right there.
I was worried I'd have to poop during this episode.
Well, we're good. We made it.
Anyway, Max, you know him, you love him. He made a TikTok and talking about Gamecube or something. I haven't actually watched it yet, but this is our old friend Max doing a TikTok about Gamecube coming to Switch.
Huge news, Gamecube fans. Nintendo just made an FCC filing for a new controller with this image. To the untrained eye, this may look like literally nothing.
This editing is hilarious, Max. So the whole point of this is it. This is what they filed. This square with a label logo. That's it. That is, you're looking at it. But for some reason, everybody thinks that this controller that they filed, this square, is a GameCube controller. And this is Max TikTok about why.
So bizarre.
Really nothing, but users on Family Boards took this image and overlaid it onto the back of a GameCube
I don't even understand.
controller, and that label area lines up perfectly.
Does it? It's not really that perfect.
He's wearing the Mario Kart jacket.
Oh, shoot, he is. Well, he lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
He probably just popped over to Manhattan.
He does. Yeah, he probably just headed over.
That's it. Yeah, isn't that exciting? That's nothing. It's probably just for the Switch 2 Pro controller. Or it's a new GameCube controller to play retro games on Nintendo Switch Online. Oh, like how Nintendo made wireless controllers for the NES and N64 games. Yeah, so this might mean we're getting GameCube games soon too. I already know the first game I'm gonna play. Melee! Huge news, GameCube.
Very funny, Max. But
love Max. He did such a good job with that. Yeah.
it is ridiculous that that's enough for these people. You know what's funny is I go to a grocery store here, and there's a guy there that recognizes me. He's very sweet.
Yeah.
And every time I come in, he wants to talk and ask me questions about Nintendo stuff. And he stopped me like 2 days ago, and he was like, "So GameCube coming to Nintendo Switch Online? You think?" It's very funny.
How do you feel about those interactions, by the way? When you get stopped, you're just trying to buy groceries.
So I love him as a person, and I love that he's so enthusiastic, and I love that like we get to just chat at the grocery store.
Yeah.
It does suck to have to talk about work when I'm just trying to do shopping. 'Cause I know it's silly because like you would think like, of course, and this is no shade. I love it.
You don't want him to stop, right? Like,
I don't want you to stop.
I don't want you to like go to the
Because
supermarket
this-
next and then have him just like wave at you. Like,
This is our point of contact. This is how you
Yeah.
know me. This is the thing we have in common. Of course, this is what we're going to talk about.
yeah.
But for me, when everything I do for work is talking about this stuff and speculating this stuff, it's suddenly in the middle of looking for eggs, overpriced eggs. I've got to like switch my brain back on and be like, oh, well, I think the chances are slim because X, Y, and Z. Like, I kind of like got to get back into podcasting mode.
Right.
So it does feel like all of a sudden I'm talking about work, which is silly because it's video games and it's what I love doing.
Yeah. Work never stops when you're a content creator. So
It is a little bit like I have to go, well, I think, but it's fine because again, what are we going to talk about? The weather?
right.
What was I going to say? Anyway, yeah, he stopped me and he's like, what do you think? And I said the same thing I always say. It's always my first thought. They can sell us GameCube games. They've been selling us GameCube games.
Have been.
They sold us Metroid. They sold us Luigi's Mansion, I feel like, right? Sunshine they put into that pack. Like every GameCube game that we've had on the Switch and we've been able to play recently, they've been able to sell back to us. I don't know if their mindset changes there. I don't know if because we're another generation past it, maybe it has fallen into retro. Maybe they can finally put that into another subsection of their brain where we can give these to people for free. You think about like, we still haven't got Wind Waker. You think they're not going to charge us for Wind Waker?
Oh,
We're
yeah,
just
they're
going to
going
get
to.
Wind Waker for free?
Yeah, I don't see a scenario where they have a Nintendo Switch Online type thing like they have for N64 and for SNES where they just give us Wind Waker.
I don't see it.
I don't see that happening.
And,
Yeah.
I don't see them giving us Nintendo Switch Online, putting some games on it, but then still selling us Wind Waker. It's like,
Yeah,
why don't you
because
just
they're
put that-
still old men at Nintendo, and they don't think that GameCube is retro yet. You know?
I agree. And it's also like, then it's confusing even for this current library because you'll still have Metroid and games like that in the library physical that you can buy alongside a Nintendo Switch Online app for GameCube that has like some of them for free.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, unless they switched it up and then they had the app for GameCube and then those were still paid games. Like some of them you get for free, some of them are paid. That would be kind of cool. I mean, that'd be sick, but you know, there's too many good titles for GameCube that they're not just going to hand us.
Max messaged me in Discord and I want to see what it says.
Probably very funny, guys.
Oh, I don't think
he
didn't
said
see
it. He
anything.
said it in chat too. He was like,
Oh, this
very
is
funny,
your
guys."
Discord. I got a DM from someone here as well.
Don't do this. Don't do this.
I could see them doing a GameCube controller though, completely separate and independent from all of that. Because checking your phone.
Can't stand you, bro.
Because I mean, you think about like Smash, for example. They could be doing a new Smash, and they released a adapter for Smash, the last one, so you could use GameCube controllers. But you could use your old retro ones, and they didn't have a way of reselling us controllers. They could be doing a whole line of GameCube controllers or a new GameCube controller and be selling that to us so that we can play Wind Waker with it, but they'll just also sell us Wind Waker. I don't think a GameCube controller is out of the question. I just think, I don't know how they're going to balance doing a Switch Online free app alongside the ones we've been paying for. It would be cool if they randomly put out a GameCube Switch Online app and it launches with heckin' Wind Waker and even maybe Twilight Princess, the GameCube version.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of other GameCube games, and they're like, here you go.
all for the price of Nintendo Switch Online.
Or maybe even like the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Yeah.
You know, this remaster one that we got that you can buy. It's a remaster. They remade the game, but like the original one, that you could just play that for free on the Switch Online app.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I mean, also, let me think about this some more here. Also, something that they've built for the Switch One and they've been charging us for are these apps, these like retro apps, right?
Yeah.
But we've kind of juiced them. You know, we're out of the good NES, SNES games. There might be some hidden little gems that they haven't done yet, sure. But for the most part, the big ones are juiced.
Yeah.
We're moving into a new generation. What are they going to do? Just keep those ones? I think the next thing to add after N64, if you want to keep adding value in and keep providing this as a service, which they might not even do. They might just stop doing it. But the next one to add is either DS, which we talked about, the possibility there, or GameCube for home console.
Yeah.
So,
I think that Nintendo has proven themselves to be greedy enough for a long time that they wouldn't just give it to us, but it would be a nice little gift, a nice little benevolent gift, you know, if Nintendo gave it to us. I mean, here's the thing though, like maybe, and this is super speculative and like probably not even true, but it's like, what if they only gave it to us on Switch 2? It's like, if you want this, then you got to get a Switch 2.
Oh, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You think so? What, like for GameCube on Nintendo Switch Online?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's I mean, we're moving forward, not backwards.
Yeah.
Releasing things for the Switch 1 isn't an incentive for people to buy the Switch 2.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, that offsets the cost of redeveloping, or I guess not redeveloping these games, but
also maybe
I don't even know,
like,
what are they even doing, right? Because it's just an emulator, right?
It's just an emulator. I think they would also run a lot better on Switch 2. I mean, I'm sure a lot of these games would run fine on Switch 1, but I know some of them chunk. Like Smash Brothers is notoriously pretty heavy, that Melee.
Yeah.
I've tried running that on some like retro consoles and Android tablets, and it does not run very well. So I think utilizing the Switch 2 hardware to get some really cool performances out of old GameCube games, and also giving people another reason to buy a Switch 2 and to upgrade their membership to get GameCube games now. I think that's a much bigger push and cool concept than, hey, it's on both, so you just keep your Switch 1.
Right. Yeah.
So it's an interesting idea, Ham. Thanks for bringing that to my attention.
Sometimes they come out, you know? Sometimes. Well,
I really flipped on that. I went from a pretty hard stance to breaking it down, and now I'm kind of like, it could go either way, actually.
Yeah.
I could see them doing, you know, especially like, even right now it feels a little weird, but we get like 3 or 4 years into the Switch 2, and we're in like pretty close to 2030 category.
Yeah.
Which feels insane to even say that out loud.
So wild.
And the GameCube is what? When did that come out? 2002?
3.
I want to say.
2.
So we're almost... we're almost 30 years away from GameCube.
Yeah.
At that point, maybe doing it for a Switch Online app isn't that crazy.
A 30-year anniversary is like a big thing. That's wild.
Well, the actual 30-year anniversary, I think, would be 2032, which I think is a little too far in. If they're going to do it, I think they give that to us within the first 3 or 4 years. We're getting pretty close to 30. But even if they held out for the 30th,
we're closer to 2030 than we.
I don't want
to. Than we are to the beginning of 2020.
I don't want to. 2001 is GameCube, apparently. What about in US? Was that in Japan or US?
I don't know. Feels like bonus content.
God, 2000.
We're old, chat. We're old as shit.
It's already been 25 years. But it's going to be 30 soon.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm 32. I am a 32-year-old human being. We gotta go. We gotta go.
When this happens, in a few years, when this happens, when we hit 2030 and the GameCube turns 30, I will be 40.
That sucks, dude. That really sucks. I'll still be 20. I'll be 38, so I'll still be in my prime.
You'll still be in your prime. You'll still be getting those Discord DMs.
You got to stop. Hey, so Patreon.
All right, we got to get out of here because
We do.
Ham needs to figure out if he's staying or going.
Yeah.
The later we go, the harder that gets. So, all right, guys, we're going to do a bonus episode now for Patreons, if you can believe it. It's a new concept we're trying, actually, where for only $5 a month, you get a whole free episode every single week. That's 4 episodes a week for one monthly payment of $5. And it's so new, in fact, that we decided to film 133 episodes in advance.
We did. We burnt the midnight oil to make
Ham
that
wasn't
happen.
even in a lot of
I
them.
wasn't even in a lot of them. You know,
There was a
This
lot
guy-
of some
There's this like
Italian,
bearded Italian bearded guy was
really
a bunch
big
of them.
penis,
Yeah,
I think.
possibly
He was there.
Yeah.
And if you just pay that $5 now, not only does it directly support the show and help us out so much. Hey, Studio Shed.
Yeah.
I actually, pause music.
Tell me.
2 seconds. We had the baby shower.
Yeah.
Our neighbor came. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
She's in the picture.
Wouldn't know. Wasn't invited.
I was telling her, yes, you were. I was telling her about the Studio Shed. And I was like, but I don't know what the HOA would think of that.
Yeah.
You're going to love this. She goes,
is she on the HOA?
she goes, I am the HOA.
Oh yeah.
She's in the HOA.
Is she in it or is she
She's
the
like,
HOA?
she's part of it that like makes the yes and no
Yeah.
choices.
Yeah.
So I was like, can I get one? And she was like, yeah.
Oh, tight. Okay.
I know. So if I wanted to, it could
Studio
happen.
Shed. Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Hit the music. Studio Shed, $5 a month, and you get all those episodes and a live one right now. Join us. It directly supports the show and keeps it going. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, rate us 5 stars. Listen to us on iTunes and Spotify. Ham, you can check him out at Hamantha.twitch.
Whoops. That's
/
Kim.
Kimberly
That's Kim.
Toon
That's-
at Etsy.
God damn it. Son of a bitch.
You know what? Don't worry.
There
you
I
know
am.
What?
Yeah.
You can find him here.
That's
He'll be
me.
here next week.
Yeah.
Did you get that
plan.
one in writing? No. Yeah. My name's Wood. Thanks for watching. All the negative comments every week only fuel my desire to quit, so keep those coming in.
Bro, you
I
gotta
appreciate
relax.
I appreciate everything nice that is said, and I love you all so much, and I'll see you guys
in the
in the next
Patreon
one.
bonus episode.
and in the Patreon bonus
Yeah.
episode if you're a Patreon.
Goodbye.